What's happening, audiophiles and music lovers and all around good people on the internet? Welcome to another video. Last week we did the apartment tour, and now we're going to do the system tour and the upgrades I've done. And by the way, speaking of upgrades, check this baby out. Got myself a stainless steel pedal operated double bin trash receptacle with my little fancy labels on there. You got to do all kinds of things when you're moving from 900 square feet into 500 square feet. So that saves space and ease of use. So I've got some things I'm going to show you here, guys. Remember a couple of years ago when I first did my first video with you guys over Thanksgiving? You guys gave me a lot of heck because you thought that I was grabbing the album with my fingers and it was just a platter mat or platter mat cover, a dummy disc. But I do really take good care of my vinyl, and when I use it, I found that this works better than any kind of brush I've ever used. It's a silicone roller, and it really takes everything, all the grit, all the dirt, brushes would leave and smear around the dust. That takes it off completely, so you guys may want to check that out. I got that off of eBay. I do use the anti-stat gun. That also I got off eBay. And this stuff is amazing. This I got online, just Googled mobile fidelity products, but it's the LP9 stylus cleaner. I find it really to be the best I've ever used. And also over here, this week, I picked up the CD-DVD clarifier. It's phenomenal. I used Optrix before, and although it did clean it, it almost felt stripped. This is like putting hair conditioner in your hair. It brings the plastic back to life, makes it soft, and I can't explain it, but after I buffed it with the lens cloth, it just felt soft and pliable. So, and it was like a mirror finish. So my CDs sound great, very sweet sounding. This actually made product of the year for like 4 years in a row from the Absolute Sound. So it's no joke. This was $60 on Amazon. This is contact cleaner. It's a aerospace material that like they can use for military spec stuff, and it purifies the gold plating and all the nickel plating and all my interconnects, and it made everything darker, much clearer. And this stuff's about $50 for that little thing, but I did get this from the cable company. Okay, the cable company. So let's go over here, and I'm just going to give you guys first, those of you who've already been with me for a while, I'm just going to cover what I have added, and then for those of you it's your first time, I will kind of go over the other things that I have. So this is the first upgrade. This is my Sonetto 5s, and I went from the Venere S, guys, Sonus Faber Venere S, to these. This has the upgraded tweeter and mid-range that came from the technology of the Olympica line called the Voice of Sonus Faber. And it's what a voice it is. Much more inner detail, much more delicate. The speed of the bass and the accuracy. You can hear each bass tone change individually in the song. It was quite remarkable to my ears when I heard the upgrades. So these are worth every freaking penny. I'll be honest with you, they're light. My Venere S are so much heavier, but it doesn't matter. It does not matter. This thing plays louder, larger, better, clearer, in every way, shape, or form than the Venere S did. These are truly an upgrade, and they did their due diligence. These are handmade in Italy, and one of the cool things is that they're actually stamped with that. Check that out. That's pretty sharp. Nice little touch. Okay, so the upgrades that I have done real quick, guys. So going from the PS Audio outlet over here, I went with PK10 all the way around, going from the wall into my power director, okay? And from the power director going into the P10 power regenerator. From there, I made the big upgrade, man. I bit the bullet, $1,600 for 1.5 meter. I got the Palladian PK10, and man, it is night and day. I've never heard anything like it. It so much power, so much clarity, so organic sounding. And I know people laugh at the word organic, but I love that word. I also upgraded the cable risers. I've always seen these on the shows, like at CES and the Rocky Mountain Audio Show. The YouTube videos where they're showing the demos, and they've always got these under them. You know, I'm not going to argue with some of you and say, oh, they don't make an audible difference. But I'll tell you, as far as separating the analog from the digital, from the power, keeping it clean and organized, it's incredible. I've been very happy with it. Okay. So we updated the whole system, or cleaned it all with contact cleaner. We got the cable risers. We upgraded all the power through the system. We upgraded these Sonettos. So I'm really happy with what I brought with me to Seattle as far as upgrades. It made a noticeable change for the better. And for those of you who haven't seen the system yet, the rest of the cables I'm using is KS6063 Kimber cables. These are about $5,400 for a 7-foot pair. I do have a PK14 Palladian, the older version, hence the difference in the casing there. I got that a couple years ago. That's on the CD player. I am using a set of selects out of the preamp jumpers. And let me explain that, guys. Where's the tube buffer, you say, right? So the tube buffer broke. I went to change out the tubes and just hear how it sounded with some electro-harmonics in it, and it wouldn't come back on. And I changed the fuse, and that didn't work. So I said, well, damn, there goes my tube buffer. Let me just throw the jumpers in and head out. So I did my grocery shopping for the day. Came back 3-4 hours later, was putting the groceries away, hit the system with the new album I just got, and it sounded better. I'll be damned, it sounded better. And I said, wait a minute, what the hell? You know, it should not sound better. And then I remember that I got the tube buffer when I got the amplifier, and I hooked them up on the same day. And 3 days later, I unhooked it just to play it without it to see, and it definitely sounded better with the tubes. Well, of course it did. I didn't give the amplifier enough burn-in time, at least a couple hundred hours, to be fair. Obviously, 3.5 years later, there's plenty of burn-in. And so when I unhooked it and played it, the first thing I noticed, okay, yes, the highs are a little less sweet and the soundstage width is a little bit less, but the resolution, the clarity, the depth of the soundstage, the impact, like floor shaking, chest hitting, torque. Okay, this system already had horsepower. Now it has torque, headroom. It's shocking how much that extra set of interconnects, which I really don't think it was the interconnects, I think it was the tube buffer itself, was blocking the resolution. And I've had a few guys on my channel comment in on Instagram and on my channel saying, hey, that tube buffer's cutting your resolution. But honestly, I never was unhappy with the sound of the tubes. I like the sweetness, I like the bloominess of the bass, I like the wider sound stage. But that being said, taking that out, the detail I got back and the sheer torque of the system, that impact is that I was missing, I'd much rather have that. What's cool is that upgrading the PK10 Palladian, that's what made me do this. I said, well, how can I compensate a little bit for losing that sound? And I remember when I got the PK14 for the CD player, I really noticed that it sounded sweeter, almost like I added new tubes to the system. And I said, I wonder. So I plugged that cable in, gave it a couple days, and it brought back a lot of the separation in the space that I was getting from the tube buffer. The highs are sweeter. The bass, oh my God, it's way more impactful and tighter, especially in the mid bass. So I got back pretty much what I lost just by upgrading the cable. Now, sure, the tube buffer was 178 bucks. My Shugwang treasure tubes were $200. So what is that? 379 bucks or whatever. And this power cord was 1,600. But everything benefits from the system, just like the tube buffer did, right? It's going into the Macintosh, so my records even sound better on the record player. So definitely worth it without the hassle, the tubes burning out, having to buy tubes every year, you know, extra cables running to degrade the sound. It was definitely an upgrade that I did by accident, okay? So the digital out, I'm running the Meridian as a transport with the Kimber Illuminations D60 into the coaxial DAC of the integrated. For the interconnect on the turntable, this is a huge upgrade. This is the Select CU phono cable. This was about $3,200 for a meter. It blew away my standard, which is funny, my what is it, KS1116 or 1016s, the RCAs, they were like $1,000. This blew them away. It was definitely worth twice the upgrade. I am using Shinyata dark field elevators to keep all of the power cables off the floor in the system. And all of the, as you can see, speaker cables are separate from the power, digital is separate from the analog. Everything's nice and separated in here. So that's what I'm running for my interconnects. I do have carbon jumpers right now with the 6063s. I don't want to do that. I'm going to upgrade those to the Select to match. But I needed something that was better quality than the standard binding posts when I got these. So I got the carbons, but I'm definitely going to upgrade to the Select. And also I'm running a PBJ out from the to the subwoofer, so I'll probably upgrade that to a set of Heroes or something like that too. That again, they sound good, but I know with the Heroes I could probably get a little bit more grip. Okay, so that's it. We got the Sonetto 5 upgrade. All the power is PK10. We've got the cable riser upgrades. Everything was treated with contact cleaner, and I am looking at a Jay's Audio. What is it? CDT, CD2 MK2. You know, you saw Steve Guttenberg and Johnny Darko talk about that piece, and I've been lusting for it. So I've actually already got half down on it. I'm going to pay the other half next month. So I'm going to bring that in to replace the Meridian, which the Meridian's phenomenal. But that Jay's Audio and shootouts with, what is it, 6 Moons, that was beating an NBL transport. So, and like esoteric stuff. So I've got to try that. I really like that top loading mechanism in the Jay's Audio also. So if you guys haven't heard about them, check them out on Steve's channel or Johnny Darko. And there's a lot of reviews now on the forums and stuff talking about it. Okay, so that is it, guys. Thanks so much for letting me review this with you, all the changes and upgrades and my future plans for it. And the next video, we will be playing, let me see if I can give you a teaser here. We'll be playing this. Worldwide Aussie on Instagram shot me a picture of this, and I think Joey Jazz Cafe's got this too on Instagram. But I played this and almost fell over. It's the best jazz CD I've ever heard in my life. It rocks. It blew my mind. I just can't stop listening to it. And it's extremely good recording. The best recording out of all of my SACDs, DVD audios. Heck, I mean, there's so many different versions, right? This is the best I've ever heard. It's standard Red Book. I don't get it. But quality of recording makes all the world in the difference, guys. So thank you so much for letting me share my system upgrade with you today. And we'll see you in the next video where we jam out to some jazz. Talk to you guys soon.